Hi guys, give me a second to post this. I want to talk a little bit about what's going on in 3D and 5D. Give me 1 sec, I'm going to post it. There's just really big things going on. You're noticing a lot of like intensities picking up with what's going on with our weather and stuff. Hang on. There's basically, over by the Appalachian Trail, there's some really crazy fires going on in 3D. There was a really big earthquake over the weekend in New Zealand, and there's just really catastrophic things going on. Give me 1 sec, I'm posting this. Alright, basically it's just really picking up intensity. It's kind of like we're like a big pot and we're starting to boil over almost. Hang on 1 sec, I have one more. And we're really just starting to like pick up intensity of what's going on. Basically I want to talk a lot about, I was just watching a video on like the Illuminati in Hollywood. It's really one of the first things, like when you wake up, or for me anyway, when I woke up, one of the first things I realized was the world wasn't what it seems. For so long, we just took everything at face value, everything we were fed through our televisions, whatever, our religions, politics, whatever it is, we were just taking everything at face value. And you're realizing that as you open your third eye, you're starting to see through the bullshit, basically. So now we're kind of like seeing all of these lower aspects of humanity have been pushed upon us for so long, mainly with Hollywood, mainly with television, and the kind of programming that like we're exposed to all the time. When I talk about like lower aspects, I'm talking about when you're led by either like sex, drugs, material things, any of those lower aspects of humanity, you're never going to be truly fulfilled and you're never going to find happiness that way. Trust me, as someone who used to be a compulsive shopper, it didn't help me find anything that I wanted. No amount of money could ever fill me. And when we choose to embrace those lower aspects, we're really choosing to stay here in the school of earth longer. We're really just aligning with it, with everything that's going on. We're aligning with that. We're saying we want to stay here. We need to learn some more. We haven't mastered this. And then another thing is, I hate going on and on about religions, but any religion that's teaching you that when you die, you're going to go to heaven or hell based on your deeds. If you're waiting to go to heaven till you die, well then you probably aren't going to end up there. And the only reason I say this is because as above, so below. So what does that mean? That means that if you wanna ever make it to heaven, you need to work on getting rid of those aspects of yourself now, because it's not going to serve you. You're not just going to die and be like, oh, I made it to heaven. You know how you're going to get there? You're going to get there by doing work. You're going to have to work on yourself, and you're going to have to get rid of these bad habits, things that aren't serving you, whatever is keeping you here. It's really personalized and on an individual basis, but we need to start working on these aspects now, because I don't know about what you guys are all doing in this matrix or what your plans are or whatever, but my plan is I'm going to walk into heaven in my human body right here one day. So I'm really working on getting rid of anything that isn't serving me, anything that isn't holding me. I'm also working at raising my vibration. That video was like really disturbing for me because it was really talking about like dark channeling or channeling. And I teach everyone that we should all be like an open cup so that you can receive the divine. But I want to talk a little bit about what happens when your vibration is low and you're channeling. You're going to channel something that has a vibrational match to you. So if you have a low vibration and you're playing around with channeling, it's never going to be the divine. It's never going to be those kind of like higher entities, which would be something that you would need to channel, because if you're channeling those negative entities, like you see really sad stories. Let's use like Robin Williams for an example. A really gifted actor, but he was channeling lower forces. Well, what do those entities do when they no longer need you? They oftentimes will have the host kill themselves, or just totally isolate someone, and they end up just basically killing them. So these are not good forces in any capacity to be messing around with. So guess what? I have a really quick fix. You can just vibrate really high and none of that will phase you. So that's why I try to teach people to work at raising your vibration. It's not something that can be done overnight. You really just have to work at it slowly. That's why I'm telling everyone, try to vibrate higher and higher. What's going to weigh down your vibration? Any kind of lower emotions like fear, anxiety, anger, anything like that. Toxic foods will weigh down your vibration. Chemicals, flu vaccines. Let's see, chemicals, booze. There's all sorts of things that aren't so good for you. You guys kind of are figuring out right now that maybe the reason why you're seeing drugs everywhere, like our entire consciousness is being flooded with medications and drugs, is because it really lowers someone's vibration and just pretty much will open them up to these negative entities. So it's really easy to just flood mankind with drugs everywhere. So just be careful of toxins. Try to drink more water because our bodies are made of water. And the more liquid you drink, the higher you're going to vibrate. Let's see. Real quick before I answer questions, I also wanted to talk about just some things like, I'm trying to think real quick now. I would just work on your vibration. Oh yeah, this moon, the super moon, as you know, is really, as it comes close, you've been seeing the effects of it with these fires, earthquakes, things going on, more of on a Gaia scale, like more of earth-based things going on. That's really what's more like my focus is on, watching these events unfold, because as you know, Earth, wind, and fire are destroying 3D as we speak. It's not something that might happen one day. It's something that we're well in the middle of it. So what happens if you're living in 3D in these places? My prayers go out to you. Now is just a really good time, and you really have to make a choice what you're aligning with. This is why I tell everyone that Ascension is the answer and that you can transcend that whole world. And now is just a really important time. Just know that this stuff has to happen, that we're just part of a divine plan, and it's unfolding perfectly, and this stuff has to happen because when it's so loud in your face, it's really easy still, even to this point, to be denying that there's anything different going on in the world. So when it gets so loud and crazy and in everyone's face, it's really going to be kind of like biblical, where they say people are hollow at the end. Well, a lot of people are living hollow. They are completely ego driven and just have forgotten their true nature. But I believe that it doesn't matter how far someone descends, they can always choose, use their free will to choose to go back to source and ascend. So someone has a throat chakra blocked. We all really just have descended, and some just descended farther than others. We've all probably broken a couple of the 10 commandments, easy ones, don't lie or whatever. So we all had to descend in order to ascend, and it's just really part of the process. You just have to have patience because everyone's really at different places. I'm seeing this moon making a lot of people's relationships crazy. Me and my twin flame, we used to argue every time the moon would come close or do something crazy. In the beginning, we used to argue, and it would be more like, it's like a magnifying glass. It will just intensify all of your emotions, good or bad. So just use this moon energy to manifest. It's going to be ideal to manifest till like Tuesday morning, Tuesday afternoon-ish. So really, today is like National Manifest Day. Use this to manifest what you want and stuff. And just really use these energies to see what's going on in your life, because everything's kind of being magnified real loud and clear. Let's see. As I said, as above, so below. If you think this is heaven on earth right now, then you're probably mistaken. And when you picture heaven, maybe like in a biblical sense, that's easy for people to understand. When you picture heaven, do you think that in heaven there's going to be cigarettes, booze, whatever, these lower kind of things that are on earth? These are earth things that keep you here. So really just try to work on getting rid of anything that you don't see as heavenly. Because we're all divine, and it's all about bracing your divine self. I'll take questions now. Go ahead and type them in, and I'll get to them. See, it's heavenly. Because be really specific if you ask a question. Your marriage. What do you want to know about your marriage? Type like a specific thing. So it just gives me a better grasp of the scenario. The more information I have, the better assessment I can make, basically. So what do you want to know about your marriage? Yeah, Like, as I always preach, all drugs, and I would say that pharmaceuticals are probably worse for me. That sounds really crazy. I preach anti-drug stuff, clearly. I had pharmaceuticals destroy my life, and I would say I spent a good majority of my adult life as a channel for negative forces. So they really can impact your life and have really crazy effects, any kind of toxins.